It is the 7th of April 2003, and two Thunderbolt Warthogs are on a tactical mission.
Captain Kim Killer Chick Campbell and her flight leader Rick Turner raced towards a massive Iraqi sandstorm today.
They get a desperate call from Advance 33 reporting ground troops are taking fire in northern Baghdad.
Lieutenant John Blocher is holding a vital bridge while Iraqis fire rocket-propelled grenades at his American unit. The mission is clear as the Warthogs race toward their target while marking friendly and enemy forces now.
Turner searches the billowing dust clouds through his binoculars and finds a small gap in the weather below.
Angle. Quickly he throws his plane inverted and pulls hard on the stick, disappearing below the thick brown weather.
Campbell initiates the same maneuver and follows him through the dust as a shadow falls over aircraft. The planes emerge from the storm to see a massive battle of explosion smoke and raging tracers below. Iraqis look up to see approaching Warthogs and move their guns skyward to fire in immediate response today. An explosion in mid-air pulls Kim from her thoughts as anti-aircraft fire bursts near her aircraft.
It is close enough to feel the shake as Turner informs the ground team they are in area.
The targets are under the bridge support on the east side as Turner prepares to go in alone.
He gets down low over the water flying from the north, past multitudes of city buildings and structures.
Buffeted by enemy fire, he maintains the element of surprise while setting up his first difficult attack run. The ground controller orders a new approach from south to north as both Warthogs pull up now.
Campbell hears Turner call for wedge shooters and guns as they brace for their first attack approach today. Turner decided to use guns instead of bombs because friendly forces and many civilians are in the area.
The bridge appears from the haze like a ghostly specter as they race down toward the dark shadows.
The deafening roar washes over the battlefield as the Warthog unleashes 70 rounds per second into the target.
Campbell pulls her trigger, and fire rips through the earth and structure for 4 full seconds of impact.
Immediately, Koki reports no joy on target as the ground troops continue taking heavy Iraqi fire today.
They missed because the wide surface of the bridge concealed the Republican Guard from the air attack. The pair turned back in perfect formation, lining up for another run against the Iraqis under the bridge.
They have poked the hornet's nest, and the Republican Guard are now waiting for the Warthogs to return.
Tracers start zipping past the Warthogs as they fly low along the Tigris River on their second.
Turner sends a volley into the hiding place at a much lower angle, sending the enemy scrambling away. The roar of the rotary gun again grips the battlefield as Campbell pins the hidden enemy down now. A brutal string of impacts ripped through earth and concrete, followed by the roar of the Warthog overhead. The Iraqis are still under the bridge, so the pilots opt to use unguided Hydra rockets instead today. Unguided Hydra rockets are small, but each aircraft has a dozen of them for this new attack run.
Turner banks towards the target once more, getting as low as he dare over the Tigris River today.
Up above, Kim holds her position as she watches her flight leader skimming the river toward the bridge.
Hydra rockets are targeted by aim alone, so the aircraft needs to be facing the target head-on. Turner holds his course steady through anti-aircraft fire while the computer calculates a precise firing solution now. In a blur, a volley of rockets speed off from their pods, launching straight towards the bridge structure. Turner watches with satisfaction as a ripple of explosions is unleashed, rocking the vital bridge support structures.
Turner signals Kim is clear to start her run as she dives down from the south side. Campbell lines up her reticle square under the bridge as she fast approaches the Iraqi defensive target.
Hydro rockets blast off from under her wing in quick succession, zooming toward the Iraqi hiding place.
She pulls up on the stick and banks left to escape anti-air fire as explosions grow. The Iraqi soldier finally gets a lock and fires a rocket that screams toward the fleeing Warthog. It explodes right by her tail, and she sees her canopy enveloped by a sudden bright fireball.
The Kim is shoved forward, and the nose of the aircraft jerks downward, pointing into the city below.
Turner pulls his plane back toward Campbell and informs the ground they are attempting to return. Master caution light is on, and hydraulic pressure on both redundant loops is now at 0 today.
She could eject now, or switch to manual reversion to avoid ejecting over the enemy-held river.
She pulls hard to the left and up, as the elevator controls require immense, manual physical force.
Slowly, the 16-ton machine rolls left, carrying her away from the enemy-held side of Tigris.
Turner calls for chaff and flares as tracers zip by trying to keep her from being hit.
With skill, she steers her plane away from the battle and manages to get above the weather.
Her right hand gives up, and she switches control to the left while considering her landing options.
Turner flies alongside her, noting it is still 200 miles to base while manual flying continues.
She remembers that ejection seats were made for heavier pilots, and G-forces could be fatal today.
Turner looks hard at the smoking plane, seeing hundreds of holes from the fragmentation of the warhead. The holes are scattered over the fuselage and tail, stretching as far forward as the gear pods now.
The right engine is covered in shrapnel strikes, but Turner tries to keep her spirits positive now.
She dumps her weapons over the desert to make the plane lighter and avoid a hard landing.
The heavy countermeasure pod is hardwired and unbalances the plane, making the entire flight back dangerous.
She physically fights against skewed aerodynamics through the entire hour-long flight back to the base.
Finally, Al Jubber Air Base comes into view, and she lowers the gear with the auxiliary handle.
Seconds feel like an eternity until the gear extension lights finally come on for the final approach. Just 60 feet from the ground, her plane rolls left and she yanks the stick to right.
The aircraft returns to controlled descent and touches down on the runway as the radio erupts now.
Her aircraft was damaged beyond repair and never flew again, but her airmanship saved her life today.
She has made it home, and we hope she enjoyed this film of her incredible mission story. Manufacturing the A-10 requires massive industrial rollers to create the heavy titanium bathtub protecting the pilots.
The pilot sits in a titanium bathtub, designed to withstand direct hits from heavy anti-aircraft guns.
Dual redundant hydraulic systems are installed to ensure flight control even after sustaining significant combat damage today. Manual reversion cables are inspected with X-ray scanners to ensure they will not snap under pressure.
The GAU-8 rotary cannon is a massive engineering feat, capable of firing 70 shells every second.
Industrial ovens cure high-strength materials to create durable tail surfaces that can withstand fragments from explosions.
Every cockpit instrument must be perfectly calibrated to provide pilots with critical data during the intense combat.
Landing gear tires are built to withstand the massive impacts of 16-ton machines hitting the runway. Specialized camouflage coatings are applied to help the Warthog blend into the landscape during low-level flight.
Fuel tanks are designed to be self-sealing and preventing fires when the aircraft is peppered by fragments.
The turbine blades are inspected for microscopic cracks to ensure the engine survives the heat of maximum thrust.
Massive gantry cranes move wing sections into place for the final assembly of the Thunderbolt aircraft today.
Checking the defensive systems ensures that flares deploy correctly, distracting incoming shoulder-launched heat-seeking missiles today.
Drilling precision holes in the weapons pylons ensures that pods are held securely during the high speed.
Automated vehicles move heavy munitions crates efficiently through the factory to reduce the risk to personnel today.
Parachutes are meticulously sewn and packed to provide a reliable escape system for pilots in emergency situations.
Microelectronics are the brains of the aircraft, allowing for precision targeting of unguided rockets during the missions.
Landing gear struts are installed to absorb the brutal impacts of landing.
Grinding engine housings to precise dimensions ensures that air flows smoothly into the jet turbines for power.
Powerful industrial fans cool engine test cells to prevent overheating, while simulating the combat flight conditions today.
The cockpit canopy is built to resist fragments and provide the pilot with a crystal-clear view.
Heat-resistant coatings are applied to ensure that internal parts do not melt under the extreme power.